Okay, I wanted to come on for a few minutes with a few words of encouragement. I have been hearing so many people talk about, just life and things they're experiencing right now. Because, we're in some trying times. And I say to myself, we're all kind of responsible for helping one another, encouraging and inspiring one another to keep going. The world is made up of so many different people. But to be honest with you, everybody is experiencing something. And I just want you to know that we're going to make it. We are going to make it. Sometimes it don't seem like we are, but we are going to make it. You know why we're going to make it? Because we have to realize that we need one another. You can't make it in this world by yourself. You need other people. You need the comfort of somebody else. You need words of encouragement from somebody else. You need words of inspiration from somebody else. You just need sometimes for somebody to tell you it's going to be okay. And you know what? It will. We just cannot give up. So very often, again, when life is beating us down, we have to step away from some of those things that we continue to just do it repetitively because that comes the normalcy for us. But listen to me closely. Sometimes we have to walk away from the normalcy just to have some downtime to ourselves and get ourselves together and pull us back together up by our bootstraps. But one of the things that we cannot do, we cannot give up. No situation in life is worth giving up and throwing on in the towel because God always has some help on the way for us. Help is on the way and we will make it. The only way that we don't is we give up. Because we give up on ourselves. And when we give up on ourselves, we give up on God. And God said, I don't care how many people walk out on you. I'm still right there with you. I know there's some rough times that you're in. I know that things are getting tough. I know that people's finances, they got more month than they got money. I know that people are trying to figure out how to handle eviction notices. I know that people are trying to figure out on health care. All this stuff that's going on, and I'm talking about what the streets are talking about, and the streets are talking about kitchen table issues. When you sit down with your family and you're talking about things that's impacting everyone. I mean everyone. And then you have groups of people that might not be experiencing what you're experiencing. And life is kind of going pretty good for them. So they sit back and they brag about what they got. But let me tell you something. Everybody, I don't care how much money you got, everybody is going to go through something sooner or later. Sooner or later, I don't care if you're a millionaire, a billionaire, a trillionaire, something in life is going to get next to you. Something in life is going to take you to a situation and have to face something that you thought your money could save you from. But God can send some things and allow some things to come your way because he's trying to get your attention. You don't have more money than God. You don't have more money than God. All you dealing with is time, and God deals with eternity. Because if we look at our watches, don't none of us have the same time left on this side. We really don't. But see, God deals with eternity. So everything that he trying to do, that he wants to do for you and he wants to do for me, he don't put it in a time span. He just write it in the script of our individual lives, because God don't do run-on sentences. I'm so glad that he don't. I'm so glad that he doesn't turn his back on the people that need him, on the people who's crying out to him, on the people who want to throw in the towel, on the people who feel like they can't make it. He's calling us saying, my child, I'm right here with you. Pick your head up. I'm right here with you. See, all those things that you are looking at, see, you looking at other people and you think they got it so together, but those people are dealing with things just like you are. But some people just mask better than you can. Let me say that again. Some people just mask better than you can. Sometimes you smiling when you really crying. You ever been there? Sometimes you are smiling on the outside, but you are crying on the inside. And God knows that. See, he don't care about these masks that we wear. He don't care about it. Because, see, he's the controller of everything. You know, the Treasury Department of the United States, and they got your checks that come from them come from the comptroller's office, right? Well, God say, I'm the comptroller. I control everything. The cattle of 1,000 hills is mine. And then you have not because you ask not. And when you ask in a miss. In other words, you asking and you acting like I'm not going to even give it to you. You ever ask God for something, but you act like he wasn't going to give it to you? So why even ask him for it? And guess what? Some things God don't need to give to us because those things are going to destroy us. So when things and people are held back out of your life, don't be so quick to get upset about it. Thank God. He said, because you gonna make it. Because I'm gonna give you what I want you to have. Because anything I got for you, nobody can take that from you. Nobody can take from you what God has for you. Yeah, people sit back and they laugh at you and they criticize you and they put you down and they pretend like they own the same team with you when they know really that they're not. But guess what? Everybody got some struggles. And what's at your house today, oh, it's going to be at their house tomorrow. Somewhere down the road, some things that's happening to you now is going to be a testimony to that person that might have been sitting there laughing at you. You're going to have to help them through some things. So don't get upset with your enemies because God fixed it that way because he knew that he could trust you with some things. So he's going to take you through those things that you are facing right now. And they will be testimonies. I want to talk from 0 to 100. There are some young children who are in the public school system and they're dealing with things and having trouble learning, okay? But that's nothing to laugh about. We got to get in there. We got to help them. We got some people who are some young adults who are in the college system and they're struggling with it. And that's nothing to try to beat them down with. We got to get in there and see how we can help them instead of walking around and criticizing them and saying that wasn't for you anyway. There's some adults, some of us adults who are facing some things financially. And we need to, let me go on and say that we need to stop lying to ourselves and lying to other people like we got things so together. Because if you stop talking about what you really not talking about, people can't help you. You talking about what you not talking about. People can't help you until you tell them what's really going on with you. And the reason why I know that we can make it, because a lot of us, we trust in God. But sometimes we are letting go of that trust because we start looking at what somebody else got. You don't have nothing to do with nobody else. Control your life. Look at your life and ask God to help you in your walk. You ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. See, that's why we weary and we so wounded and we so tired. Because we are looking at other people and we want what they got because we figure like they got more than us. And let me tell you something. A whole lot of people out here bragging about stuff that they don't have. But it makes them feel good. And it's nothing but masking. Because when you go home, you have to face the fact that you don't have all that stuff that you try to make them people out there in that world feel like you got. And so nobody gonna come along and try to help you because you making people feel like you got it all together. When God just said, simply be who you are. Be who you are. And stop talking about what you really not talking about. If you're hurting, God knows you are hurting, and he put some people in place to help you. But you gotta, look here. You can give up on a lot of things. But whatever you do, don't give up on God. Don't give up on him. He has the master plan. And I'm talking again from 0 to 100 because everybody going through something. If that child is in that public school system, you pray for them kids. You, not just yours. Pray for the children across this nation, that God will help them to sit by sending the right teachers to them. And if those kids don't want to listen, you pray to God that he corrects them in their walk, because God can do some things that you and I can't do, because you can't watch over young children all day. And you just got to pray. Do your part and God will do the rest. Our children, that's our young children who are in college, don't just criticize, don't sit up and just criticize them. Pray about them professors. Pray about those professors, that they have the interest of those young people, that they can make it through those courses. You pray for your children and pray for all these young children who have gone off to college. You know why they're going off? Because they're trying to better themselves. But don't sit back and criticize them if you're not going to help them. You help them all that you can, and the most powerful thing you can do is pray. I don't care if you send them prayers, send them scriptures. It's a way to get God's word out to these young people. Because I'm going to tell you something, even when I went to college, I was scared. There was times I was scared. There was times I doubted myself. There was times that I feared like I'm not going to pass this. But God brought it to pass. And just like I needed God to bring it to pass for me, that I could walk across that stage 3 times with my associate, my bachelor's, my master's. God did that. God watched over a lecture. So you know what you have to do? You got to ask God to watch over your children. You got to ask God to watch over your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews, whoever they are. And you got to ask God to watch over you as you send up prayers to them and what to say. But don't be selfish, because yours is not the only one that's in these higher education systems. It's a lot of young people. So pray for them and pray over those professors, that they don't take advantage of these kids. Because just because somebody in a classroom and they got the degree to teach, that don't mean that they teaching right. That don't mean that they're teaching so that they can get it. Sometimes, I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. They do things because they are full of their ego. And they're there for the paycheck only and to stroke themselves. So I'm telling you, you got to pray that no harm be brought to these young people on these campuses. And when I say no harm, I'm talking about their mental. Pushing them to the point, making it so hard for them that they can't grasp it. Pray over them, ask God to open up the reins of their mind, catch them by the reins of their mind, Lord, and open up so that they can learn and send people their way that can help them to get where they're trying to go, to get to those opportunities in life that they're going to need, because they're going to be the future. I hope that whoever watches this video down the road understand what I'm talking about. Because I'm talking about what the street's talking about. And I don't only just talk to my grandson. I talk to young people all the time. I'm in the education system. I work in the higher education system. I know the frustration of these kids. I know it. But I also know that there are a lot of us who have made it, and we just done forgot about them. And we don't tell them our story. But I tell them, hang in there. Because I tell them my struggles. But I made it because God was in the front of me. Because a lecturer on her own would not have made it. See, you got to say these things and stop just on the surface. And as far as us adults in our lives, we are going to make it if we just hang in there and don't give up on ourselves and don't give up on God. And main thing, let's get out of this stuff of trying to be bigger and better than somebody else. Just enjoy what God gave you. Enjoy it, true enough, but don't use it to put your foot on somebody else's neck. Because God is not pleased with that. God don't care nothing about your bragging. He don't care nothing about your masking. But one thing he does care about is how you use that to hurt the less fortunate. He cares about that. Because he will take your bragging and it will turn into some tears. He can stop that. And for those of you, I'm going to say this and get off, who are at your breaking point, and I'm telling you because I'm hearing this. I'm talking about what the streets is talking about. People are at breaking points. I'm telling you, hang in there. We can make it. Hang in there. We can make it. Hang in there. We can make it. And we're going to. Because we're going to hang in there. And we're going to encourage one another. And we're going to inspire one another. And we're going to pray for one another. That's what we're going to do. And God said, with him, all things are possible. All things are possible. Get that in your mind. With God, all things are possible. Nothing is impossible. And you might have some tears in your eyes and God say, wipe them right now. Wipe your eyes right now. Wherever you laying down or sitting down or walking around with your head down, lift your head up. Get up, rise up right now. I didn't say it, God said it. Because you belong to him. And this world here is designed to do just what it's doing. To try to destroy somebody else. But one thing about it, your owner and operator and CEO of your life, their arms is too short to box with him. And that's God. All right? Y'all have a wonderful day. Go on about your business. Stand up, straighten up, hold your head up, and keep moving. All right? It's your time. You got this. All right. We're going to make it. Bye-bye.